In Insong City, the SCIT team wasn't formed by choice. It was built out of desperation. Former Olympic athletes like Dongju, Han-na, and Jong-hyun leave behind their medals for police badges, stepping into a world far more dangerous than they ever prepared for. Dongju, once a national boxing star, is now struggling to make ends meet selling his gold medal to survive. He's also constantly mocked by other officers for daring to report corruption. When the team attempts their first raid on the Golden Bunny smuggling ring, it goes downhill fast. Dongju is left to guard the perimeter, but ends up seriously hurt during a warehouse explosion. Meanwhile, Han-na, calm and focused, protects her home from intruders with pinpoint accuracy, revealing the quiet strength that lies beneath her composed exterior. Jong-hyun, always dramatic, turns his fencing expertise into a weapon, striking with speed, elegance, and lethal precision on a narrow bridge. Later, Dongju attends a memorial for his former boxing coach. But what should have been a respectful visit turns painful. He learns the coach may have spread false doping rumors that ended Dongju's career and damaged his brother Gyeong-il's health. It's a devastating moment that leaves Dongju questioning everything. Dongju sneaks into an audit office and finds the car from the hit-and-run that destroyed his career. It confirms what he feared. Someone powerful is hiding the truth. At the same time, Jong-hyun discovers that the hit-and-run victim had just reported a suspicious fire moments before a deadly explosion. Then the biggest shock hits. Dongju's brother, Gyeong-il, suddenly shows up and takes the blame for it all. But something feels off. Dongju doesn't believe it, and he storms off to confront Min Ju-young, a customs official he suspects is behind the whole mess. He's not just chasing justice anymore, he's chasing the truth, no matter how painful. The memories are painful, and Dongju begins to doubt himself. Dongju refuses, saying he's fine, but it's clear he's struggling. By the end of the episode, the team is still broken, but something has shifted. The pressure is forcing them to open up, even if just a little. And someone on the inside may be working against them. The SCIT team is officially approved as a special unit. Though their authority is limited, it gives them purpose. Their first mission is to track down Gyeong-il Dongju's older brother, whose link to the case is personal but still unclear. Dongju is shaken after learning that Gyeong-il, his older brother, presumed dead, is not only alive but possibly connected to the case. Old memories of their bond begin to cloud his judgment. He struggles to share the truth with his teammates, unsure how to explain his personal connection. His growing silence creates a noticeable rift, especially with Han-na, who senses he's hiding something. The SCIT team's focus shifts to tracking Gyeong-il's last known movements. Han-na and Jong-hyun go undercover at a nightclub suspected of being a front for a smuggling ring tied to Gyeong-il. The mission nearly goes sideways when Jong-hyun is recognized by an old contact, putting both agents at risk. Han-na reacts quickly, diffusing the situation with calm authority and keeping their cover intact. So Moon, now working behind the scenes, watches the team's progress from a distance. He occasionally offers insights through Jang, but avoids stepping in directly. His presence is a quiet reminder of the legacy the team is expected to uphold. Driven by conflicted emotions, Dongju revisits places from Gyeong-il's past. At a rundown warehouse where his brother once worked, he finds a hidden message hinting at Gyeong-il's ties to a larger crime network. Instead of alerting the team, he keeps it to himself, torn between his loyalty to his brother and his responsibility as an officer. The episode ends with Kyung-il watching Dongju from a hidden spot. His face is unreadable, neither warm nor hostile, leaving viewers with a sense of growing tension. The line between family and duty starts to blur, raising the emotional stakes for what lies ahead. The SCIT team follows a new lead connected to the smuggling ring. They trace a shipment of illegal weapons to a port warehouse and set up surveillance. Jong-hyun spots a familiar face, one of Kyung-il's known associates, confirming the team is on the right path. Dongju continues to act distant, keeping his findings to himself. Han-na grows more suspicious and confronts him, but he deflects, insisting he's fine. The tension between them grows. Meanwhile, Jong receives intel from So-mun about a possible mole leaking information from within the law enforcement network. The team becomes more cautious, realizing their moves might be tracked. At the port, the team sets up a sting operation. Han-na leads the mission, with Dongju positioned as backup. During the bust, Dongju spots Kyung-il in the shadows but hesitates. He doesn't report it, and Kyung-il slips away unnoticed. Later, Dongju returns to the warehouse alone. He finds another coded message left behind this time, a warning. Kyung-il knows Dongju is looking for him and tells him to stop. Han-na reviews the surveillance footage. She pauses at a frame showing Dongju reacting to something off camera. Suspicion deepens as she begins to piece things together. Dongju receives a tip from a rehab clinic worker who recognized Kyung-il from an old photo. She tells him Kyung-il stayed there briefly after a police investigation. He was paranoid and often spoke about a betrayal inside the force. Dongju takes personal leave and visits the clinic again. Through interviews and files, he discovers that his brother had submitted a whistleblower report before vanishing. His final note mentions a name, Baek. Dongju suspects this may be linked to the cartel, or even someone inside law enforcement. Meanwhile, Han-na and the team are involved in a separate case involving stolen weapons. Jang tries to keep the team focused, but they all notice Dongju's absence. As Dongju follows leads, he confronts an old mentor of Kyung-il's, who reveals that Kyung-il believed a senior officer was laundering money through the department. The mentor begs Dongju not to dig further, warning, "Your brother knew too much, so do you now." Back at the SCIT base, Han-na stumbles upon Dongju's notes in his locker. She puts the pieces together and realizes his personal investigation may be putting him in danger. She tells Jang, who orders her to bring him back. Dongju finally visits an isolated warehouse where Kyung-il was last seen. A confrontation with a low-level ex-cop turned informant reveals that Kyung-il was framed and handed over to criminals by someone in uniform. Dongju screams into an empty stairwell with grief and rage. As Han-na arrives and finds him slumped on the ground, he mutters, "They killed him!" Sirens scream. Dongju tears through dark alleys in a foot chase, until a car slams into him. He hits the pavement hard, breathless, bleeding. For a second, everything stops. At the hospital, SCIT watches over him, shaken but silent. He should rest, but Dongju doesn't wait. A lead takes them to a gritty underground gym, a front for laundering dirty money. Bruised but determined, Dongju enters the ring. He trains like one of them, eats like one of them, fights like one of them. Outside, Han-na and Yong-hyun keep surveillance. One fighter at the gym matches a suspect in an old hit-and-run case, the kind of case that never got solved. Dongju gets in deeper, but the deeper he goes, the more the past crashes back his brother, the accident, the helpless rage. He sees himself in these boys expendable, forgotten. Han-na and Yong-hyun intercept a delivery van from the gym. It leads them to a warehouse, shelves packed with drugs. They've cracked the next layer. Back at the gym, Dongju steps into the ring with a hit-and-run suspect. Fists fly. The fight is brutal. Dongju wins and the man finally talks. He was paid to stay silent. Later, Dongju sits alone at the precinct, his hands still shaking. Hanna enters. She doesn't speak. She just sits beside him, and Yonghyun. He's already one step ahead, connecting dots, tracing names, realizing this isn't just a gym or a case. It's a system, and it runs deep. The gloves are off. Now it's personal. The SCIT team is devastated after learning that Ju Yong, a corrupt customs official, ordered the hit on Dongju's aunt, Jung Mi-ja. She's now fighting for her life in the hospital. Grief turns into rage. Dongju, unable to hold back, finds Ju Yong at the port and brutally attacks him in the rain. It's not part of the plan, but Dongju doesn't care. For him, this isn't just a mission anymore. It's personal. The incident causes a ripple effect. SCIT's image takes a hit, and the team is at risk of being disbanded. But despite everything, they refuse to give up. Ko Man-sik tries to hold the team together, while they quietly continue investigating Ju Yong's connections. Ju Yong, now badly injured, is transferred from the hospital, but the details are kept secret. The team knows something's off, and it feels like a bigger cover-up is in motion. This episode shows the emotional cost of the mission. The lines between duty and personal pain blur, and the team must decide how far they're willing to go. The CT team follows a lead about a secret shipment of drug ingredients hidden in a container at the port. They go undercover, manage to find the container, and try to move it safely through a tunnel, but things go wrong fast. Min Ju Yong sets a trap and attacks them inside the tunnel. It's chaos as cars flip, people get hurt, and backup doesn't arrive in time. Jong Hyun is bitten by a venomous fire ant hidden in the container and has to be rushed for emergency help. Before the mission, Dongju and Hannah share a quiet, sweet moment, and even kiss, showing how much they care for each other. But during the mission, their safety is pushed to the limit. The team does manage to secure the container, but they're left injured, scattered, and in danger as the episode ends. The fight is far from over, and the cost is getting heavier. The episode opens with a glimpse into Yonghyun's past as a fencing prodigy. During a match, he suffers a severe eye injury. This trauma still haunts him, explaining his fear of needles and blades. Back in the present, SCIT gets assigned to escort a shipment of seized drugs. The mission seems routine, but it's a trap. Ju Yong's gang attacks them using a staged protest as cover. Jae Hong gets hurt in the ambush, and the rest of the team is pushed to the edge trying to hold their ground. The gang manages to escape with the drugs, and with Han-na secretly hiding in the back of their truck. Han-na, ever resourceful, starts leaving small clues behind her shoes, her phone hoping her team can track her down. Dongju and Jonghyun, worried about her disappearance, piece together the hints and follow the trail to a shipyard. They discover the drugs are being shipped overseas, and Ju Yong is working with the Yakuza. The duo sneaks into a container and finds Han-na, bound and bruised. A brutal fight breaks out. In the chaos, Jonghyun takes a bullet while protecting Han-na and falls into the water. The episode ends with Dongju screaming his name, unsure if Jonghyun has survived. After their victory in exposing the smuggling warehouse, the SCIT team turns their focus to the financial backbone of the operation. They successfully locate and seize 26 tons of cash. A massive blow to Ju Yong's power. But the win comes with consequences. Ju Yong is livid, and retaliation feels inevitable. Meanwhile, Jae Hong returns from his retreat and takes the stage for his long-awaited magic show. But he's not himself, his confidence shaken, and memories from his past surfacing. Dongju watches silently from the crowd, quietly supporting his friend without stepping into the spotlight. Yeonha, after suffering long enough under Ju Yong's manipulation, finally stands up to him. In a powerful moment, she slaps him and walks away, cutting ties with the man who's controlled her life and business for too long. But not all is well with the team. Dongju continues to hide signs of illness, brushing off his dizziness and fatigue. The toll of everything, the fights, the trauma, the loss is catching up with him. The team regroups at an old pawn shop, using it as their hideout. Their next move? Prepare Golden Bunny to testify publicly against Ju Yong. Her testimony could be the final nail in the coffin. The episode ends with tension building on all sides. Ju Yong is losing control, but he's not done fighting. SCIT has momentum, but the cost, emotionally and physically, is mounting. A final showdown is coming. Tensions explode as Hanna takes matters into her own hands. Haunted by her Olympic past, she arms herself with a sniper rifle and heads straight into Ju Yong's base, determined to end things herself. Meanwhile, Ju Yong poisons Dongju with a drug cocktail that nearly kills him. He's left dazed, hallucinating, and framed in the media as a dangerous, drugged-out cop. SCIT scrambles, but Dongju becomes a fugitive overnight. Against the odds, Drugmon and Jonghyun rescue him and hide him in a safe house, barely keeping him alive. The once glorified SCIT is fractured, its members hunted, but they don't stop. As Hanna walks into the lion's den alone, the rest of the team races against time because the final showdown has already begun. CT launches a final assault on Ju Yong's hideout. Leo confronts him, but is killed. His last words reveal Yeonha's real identity, Yoon Mi Hyang. Hanna storms the penthouse, guns blazing. Jonghyun battles Mr. Baek in a tense elevator fight, and Dongju charges in despite serious injuries. Together with Mansik and Jae Hong, they fight off dozens of guards in a brutal showdown. Amid the chaos, Yeonha throws grenades to help Hanna escape. One explodes near her. She survives, but is badly hurt. Ju Yong manages to slip away again. On the rooftop, he holds Commissioner Panyol hostage. Hanna shoots at Panyol to force Ju Yong's hand, allowing Dongju to chase him into a garage. There, Dongju is ambushed by Jonggu and left blinded and staggering. Meanwhile, SCIT uncovers the mole rookie officer Lee Jong-hun. Commissioner Panyol's fall from grace suggests deeper corruption inside the system. Dongju hides in a dumpster to avoid capture, later vomiting from sheer exhaustion and injury. Despite everything, he presses on, driven by purpose and grounded by Hanna, who now becomes his emotional anchor. In a rare quiet moment, Dongju opens up about his past and his instinct to heal, not harm. That honesty leads to a kiss with Hanna, gentle, real, and long overdue. Ju Yong may have escaped, but CIT isn't done. Dongju's body is failing, but his spirit refuses to break. SWAT teams burst through doors, smoke grenades cloud the air, and CIT leads a full-force raid across multiple cartel hideouts. Dongju, Jonghyun, and the team move with urgency, radios crackling, adrenaline high. For a moment, it feels like they've got the upper hand. But Ju Yong isn't going down that easy. In a quiet underground parking lot, Dongju comes face to face with his past Jonggu, the man who once trained him, now fighting for the other side. The confrontation turns violent fast. Fists fly. Words turn into war. And with one powerful punch, Jonggu sends Dongju crashing down. He lies on the ground, dazed, and then we see it. His vision blurs. The secret he's tried to hide is no longer possible to ignore. Later, Yonghyun confronts him. Dongju doesn't deny it anymore. The weight of the truth finally lands. He tries to laugh it off, but his eyes betray the fear. Meanwhile, everything unravels. At a tense moment during the operations, Commissioner Pan Yol is shot. Sirens wail as he's rushed to the hospital. Man-Sik is forced to step up, trying to fill the void, but the team is shaken. Ju-Yong uses the chaos to his advantage, manipulating his enemies, bribing his way out, and staying always one step ahead. Back at HQ, SCIT is falling apart. Their authority is slipping. Resources are cut. They're being silenced. Dongju, beaten but not broken, returns to Han-Na's side. She sees through the toughness, offers quiet strength. Jonghyun stays close, the silent anchor in the storm. The team is cornered, but they're not quitting. Sirens are gone, uniforms stripped. Dongju stands in silence, blood on his face, badge in his pocket. The team's been disbanded. They're on their own now, in a dimly lit room. The boys, Jaemin, Chiwon, Woojin, and Jonghyun gather one last time. It's time to end this. Meanwhile, Ju-Yong smirks, thinking he's won. He moves with confidence, flanked by bodyguards. But he doesn't know, he's already being watched. The plan is risky. A bait and trap. Jaemin hacks into Ju-Yong's comms. Chiwon tails his men. Jonghyun rigs the exit route. Dongju, barely able to see, suits up for one final fight. At the hospital, Han-Na lies unconscious. Tubes and machines beep steadily. Pan Yol stirs awake, bruised and broken, but alive. Their survival fuels the fire. Night falls. A car speeds into a warehouse. Ju-Yong arrives alone, but suspicious. That's when the ambush happens. What follows is gritty, raw. No flashy moves, just fists, fury, and years of bottled-up rage. Dongju takes hit after hit, eyes clouded, but he doesn't fall. The boys fight like hell. Ju-Yong tries to flee, but Chiwon blocks him. Jaemin slams him down. And finally, Dongju throws the last punch. Ju-Yong goes down. Hard. Cut to flashing red and blue. This time, they're not running from the law, they are the law. Ju-Yong is cuffed. Game over. The team sits together outside the hospital. Silence. Relief. Scars visible on all of them. Then, news. Han-Na is awake. Pan Yol's stable. They've made it. Morning light filters through the trees. Dongju steps forward, slow but steady. The others follow, side by side. No titles, no badges. Just brothers who fought and made it out the other side. The match is over, and the good boys are still standing.